Children's lives in danger. A bus bursts into flames and a father springs into action.
That was my concern, was trying to save and help the kids.
And it's all caught on camera. The exclusive video evidence and the price a father is paying for his heroism. A domestic violence double murder.
Abuse can come in any way, shape, and form, and mentally, physically.
The lesson one survivor hopes others learn from his parents' tragic death. Preparing for the end. How Las Vegas is capitalizing on the Mayan apocalypse craze and one man's tips on being ready for disaster.
Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is Channel 8 News Now at 11.
Good evening. Tonight could be one of the coldest in the last year. Already temperatures below 40, approaching freezing. Darren Miller here to tell us how long and how low it will go. Darren.
All right, so here we go. This is back-to-back very cold night number 2. And again, we're near the freezing mark in a lot of locations. Last night, the overnight low was 30 degrees. That was the coldest it's been in over a year. The winds are light outside right now. The skies are clear. And here we get ready for another cold night here as temperatures in many locations will get down into the mid to upper 20s. By tomorrow morning. So here are the current temperatures outside. If you're heading out towards the strip right now, we're at 36 degrees. So that's above the freezing mark. And there are the other numbers. And look at this. East Flamingo already at 33. Van Wagenen there as well. El Dorado all in the 30s right now. Upper 20s up towards the west there. You can see College 95. You're at 34 degrees. The average overnight low for us by tomorrow morning should only be in the upper 30s. So Bruce and Owens, you're at 33. And that side of the valley, it's much, much colder. Look at Tonopah at 22 degrees. The same for Mount Charleston. Pioche, the current temperature at 31 degrees. So we got cold night number 2. We got another couple of cold nights heading our way, and then we'll start to warm things up. We'll take a look at the 70 forecast in a few minutes. Dave, back to you for right now. We'll see you then.
All right, Darren. Well, the nation's heartland's getting pounded with its first major storm of the season. Roads are closed across the Midwest, wrecking holiday travel plans. A blizzard caused a 25-car pileup, shutting down a major highway in Iowa. At least 7 people have died in the storm, and hundreds of thousands are without power. Dozens of airports have delays and cancellations, most notably Chicago's airports, which canceled at least 600 flights. Here at McCarran, there were some delays of several hours, and several other flights to O'Hare were canceled as well. You can check your flight status by going to 8newsnow.com and punching in the keyword flight. The Clark County School District is working to fight rumors of school violence on campus tomorrow, despite being flooded with concerned calls. School police say they found no credible threat. So far, police have investigated more than a dozen rumors of violence. Metro officers will be in every school tomorrow to reassure kids, parents, and teachers. There's also going to be a special Metro task force tomorrow to vet any possible school violence threats. Still, some parents are not taking any chances.
It's just scary because a lot of people aren't coming to school tomorrow, and makes my parents worried that, like, I even told them and they don't want me to go to school tomorrow.
And some schools are also taking preventative measures. Foothills High School, for instance, has banned backpacks tomorrow. Metro's now issuing a warning. Anyone who creates a fake threat as a joke can be prosecuted. They say if you have real first-hand information regarding potential school violence, report it by calling 911, 311, or school district police. A moment of silence across Connecticut tomorrow morning will mark 1 week since the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School. Today, another 6 victims were laid to rest. Randall Pinkston was at the services.
Family and friends of Emily Parker gathered in the family hometown of Ogden, Utah, to remember the 6-year-old victim of the Sandy Hill Elementary School shooting.
I remember going to the parkway and trying to go on walks with Emily. And we could never make it very far because she always had to stop and pick all of the flowers.
In Newtown, Connecticut, bells tolled, tears fell, and for the 4th day in a row, life stood still as yet another hearse rolled by. Among those remembered Thursday, 6-year-old Benjamin Wheeler. Uniformed Boy Scouts lined up outside the Trinity Episcopal Church to pay tribute to a fellow scout. Schoolmate Catherine Hubbard loved animals and had recently been taking horseback riding lessons. 2 adults were also laid to rest. Teacher Anne Marie Murphy was honored for making the ultimate sacrifice, her body found covering a group of her students. And 30-year-old Lauren Rousseau was a recently hired substitute teacher.
There will be more funerals Friday and Saturday for family and friends to pay their personal respects. For others who want to grieve or just reflect, makeshift memorials like this one are their sanctuaries.
Dan Dayton attended Sandy Hook as a boy. He and wife Angela came bearing gingerbread cookies in memory of the children.
This is a terrible tragedy for not only the community but the nation, and hope everybody can recover.
That will take time. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Newtown, Connecticut.
The Newtown mass shooting has sales of armored backpacks skyrocketing. The Disney Princess packs contain carbon nanotube armor underneath. At least 6 companies make them, and they've done 3 months' worth of sales in the last week. Parents say it brings them peace of mind, but it probably wouldn't stop the type of bullets used in Connecticut. Most of the backpacks sell for about $300. A teenage girl has been arrested for a plot to kill people at her high school. Maricopa County Police say the teen planned to trigger an explosion at Mesa High School, this is in Arizona, then shoot people from behind a fence. They found 3 handguns in the 16-year-old's home. She first posted a threat on a Canadian YouTube channel for the transgender community. Toronto police called Phoenix authorities last night and they went to her home. Her parents told detectives the girl has a history of mental health issues. We now have a better idea of what happened after a tour bus packed with students exploded in front of a school, and that's because it was all caught on camera. The explosion severely injured a Las Vegas father trying to put out the flames and save the lives of children in the process. Joe Bartell's here with a look at that video. Joe?
Yeah, Dave, the video behind me here is not supposed to exist. That's what the school district told us back in March. But this surveillance video was filed for a civil lawsuit after lawyers subpoenaed it from the district. And one of the victim's lawyers says it proves his story. It shows the explosion and the panic after the Coach America bus went up in flames.
4 grainy surveillance cameras are rolling at the West Career and Technical Academy High School in late March. Everything appears to be normal as the cameras pan back and forth across the pitch-black parking lot. Camera 42 picks up the Coach America bus arriving exactly at 10 o'clock after a long drive from a California field trip. On that bus is Jason Sylvester's daughter.
The first time I watched it was a little hard to get through, to know what was going to happen. I know what's going to happen, and to me.
Jason says he knew immediately there was something clearly wrong with the bus. Here you can see signs of flames coming from the rear tire area. Then there's a panic to get the 47 students off in time.
I went up to the bus. It was about a minute, I guess a minute after the bus pulled up. There's still people on the bus. You can see people getting off the bus, and I'm trying to put the fire out.
Just seconds later, an explosion sent metal and other debris flying into Jason's leg. Parts of the flaming bus are strewn into the parking lot. Jason was critically hurt and rushed to UMC.
The bus tire blew up a minute after she got into the parking lot. What if she was on the road for another minute?
Nearly 9 months later, the scars and the pain are a part of everyday life. Jason's filed a lawsuit against the bus company and the driver, hoping to get his life back the way it was. Doctors say he will never be able to walk without assistance again, but Jason says he has no regrets doing what he did.
That was my concern, was trying to save and help the kids and my daughter get off the bus.
And lawyers for the bus company have declined comment citing the ongoing lawsuit. Jason has lost his job working at a local casino, and he will attempt to file for disability. If there isn't a settlement reached, the case will head to trial in July. Dave?
Thanks, Joe. One of the victims killed in a triple domestic violence shooting earlier this month was remembered today. A memorial service was held for 46-year-old Martha Gonzalez. She's the mother who was shot and killed by her husband, Antonio Garcia Hernandez, who then turned the gun on himself.
Abuse can come in any way, shape, and form, and mentally, physically. This unfortunately was physically, but it's just, you have to talk to somebody.
Alberto Canez was also shot in the shoulder. He says his mother was packing up her things to leave when her husband went on the attack. The shooting left Alberto and his 3 siblings with no parents. He says he never thought the violence would get so out of control. Now he hopes to save lives by raising awareness about domestic violence.
It's a horrible tragedy. You do what you can. Try to be strong, because I have to be responsible for my siblings, and it's tough, but you're dealt with these cards that you didn't want, but you make the best out of them.
Martha Gonzalez will be laid to rest tomorrow at Woodland Cemetery in Las Vegas, and an account has been set up to help the family with costs. Well, a shocking revelation from a three-time Olympian today. Susie Favor Hamilton admitted she led a double life as a high-priced Las Vegas escort. You might remember Hamilton as our guest analyst at this year's Las Vegas Rock and Roll Marathon. Marathon officials said they were embarrassed by this news. She wrote on Twitter today that she's seeking the help of a psychologist and takes full responsibility for her actions. She claimed depression led her to seek the outlet of a double life. Hamilton reportedly charged $600 an hour as Kelly Lundy for the escort service. More people got an early jump on their holiday shopping this year. The National Retail Federation says more than half of holiday shopping was done by the second week of December. That's up 10% from the same time last year. Here in Nevada, people are expected to spend $1.6 billion on presents, and that's up 6.8% from last year. There will be no deal tonight to stop the fiscal cliff. A planned vote in the U.S. House was stopped. House Speaker John Boehner says the Republicans did not get enough votes to pass their proposed tax measure. That means it's back to the negotiating table. The White House plans to work out a deal with Congress that would extend tax cuts for households making under $250,000 a year. And an ethics panel says outgoing Congresswoman Shelley Berkley violated their rules. The House Ethics Committee says Berkley used her official position to benefit her husband's medical practice when she worked to keep UMC's kidney transplant program open. However, they say there was no evidence she did it to enrich herself. The panel said the case is closed, no other action necessary. The Democrat is retiring from the House, losing a tight Senate race to Republican Dean Heller, and Berkley said she is pleased with this final decision. Temple parties and packing up supplies. Millions are celebrating and preparing for tomorrow's Mayan apocalypse. The one temple millions are flocking to, and how Mexico is cashing in. Fireworks exploding over the Strip again. Plans for New Year's Eve are now revealed. Why the planner says this will be his best show yet.
This portion of 8 News Now is brought to you by the new Station Casinos boarding pass.
Imagine you find a tech genie. So you ask Tech Genie to trade in your old laptop for a trendy iPad. And you want a MacBook too, but you don't want to pay those crazy expensive prices. And finally, you ask Tech Genie for cash in exchange for your old iPhone. So let us know if you find that Tech Genie. In the meantime, Laptop Exchange can make your technology wishes come true. Buy, sell, trade, repair. We do it all without a Tech Genie. Call us or go online to find a location near you.
Innovations in Sports, presented by Nissan.
In football, the interaction between coaches and quarterbacks used to involve intricate hand signals. The innovation of radio-equipped headgear now gives a coach a more direct line of communication with a signal caller. Faster play calling means quarterbacks have a little more time to prepare for those challenging defenses.
Sponsored locally by Nissan and the most innovative Altima ever. Hurry in to score great offers today. Visit ChooseNissan.com.
Now get the perfect gift, no matter who's on your list, whether they're into music, taking amazing photos, or exploring our world. Cricket has everything they want this season, like the HTC One with the authentic sound of Beats Audio, and millions of song downloads from Move Music included in your plan with no contract. Only Cricket lets you turn the HTC One into an amazing gift. Now get smartphones as low as $79.99 when you switch. Cricket, your call.
Turned down? Turned away? Fairway Chevrolet says yes during the pre-approved clearance. An additional $30 million has been secured. If you have a job and make $300 per week, you could be approved. 2013 Spark, just $12,999. Equinox, just $212 a month. Silverado, $238 a month. The pre-approval process is just a click away at preapprovefast.com. The all-new Fairway Chevrolet. Fairway Chevrolet on East Sahara.
This portion of 8 News Now is brought to you by Lexus.
Well, the alleged Mayan apocalypse is almost upon us. Many say their calendar predicts December 21st. It's the end of the world. Well, the Zombie Apocalypse store on Spring Mountain in Valley View specializes in survival gear. They've been busier than ever as people prepare for any disaster. Sam Good, for one, is stocking his house with everything from barrels of water to backpacks full of supplies stashed near the door. His group of friends call themselves the Las Vegas Preppers, and they get together every 2 weeks to go over plans.
25 to 30 years. My much better half is working on canning and food preservation right now. We have a class coming up on solar cooking and solar power. We talk about all the different skills to live off-grid, so to speak.
Sam plans on moving closer to the highway, so he has a quick way out of town. FEMA does recommend everyone have at least 3 days worth of supplies in case of any emergency. Survival stores aren't the only businesses cashing in on the Mayan apocalypse. Wedding chapels are getting in on the act. Several are offering end-of-the-world packages featuring zombie weddings, vampire weddings, even a King of the Mayans wedding. And speaking of which, those convinced that the apocalypse will happen are gathering at a Mayan temple in Mexico. The 8th century temple might be recognizable to some moviegoers. It was where the Rebel base scenes were filmed in Star Wars. A coordinated international marketing campaign has helped draw an estimated 50 million people to this area. Others have gathered at a mystical mountain in Serbia, a location people in a nearby town were selling as the best place to survive. Chimp owner Mike Casey has 2 extra months to find a new home for his chimps. The county denied Casey a permit for the chimps he's been keeping in his backyard, giving him until tomorrow to move them. Now, the I-Team has learned the county is extending it until February 28th, but Casey cannot appeal the decision, and inspectors can look at the chimps anytime they want. 3 chimps and a monkey were being kept in an RV there and now in his backyard enclosure in a neighborhood at Robindale and Decatur. A massive wild horse gather in northeastern Nevada is about halfway done. The Bureau of Land Management says 9 horses have died during the roundup in the Owyhee complex near Elko. This video of the roundup from the BLM. More than 800 horses have been sent to long-term holding facilities there. And we are learning details of annual New Year's Eve party on the Strip. Fireworks will shoot off of 7 different rooftops when the clock strikes midnight. Planet Hollywood, Aria, Caesar's Palace, the Venetian, and others will host the more than 3,200 fireworks. Phil Grucci says his company strives to outdo itself every year, and this year they really plan to kick it up a notch.
Old Lang Syn's got to start the program, but from that point on, it's just robust and driving through the whole program. So I think you're going to feel that emotion out on the Strip this year more than you've ever had.
5 dozen staff members will fly here on the 27th to begin setting up for the show. If you're not heading to the Strip for New Year's Eve, 8 News Now will, of course, have complete coverage of this year's party during our Good Times in 2013 broadcast. Our team will be at 8 different locations on the Strip. Coverage starts at 10 p.m. and wraps up when the fireworks end, so you won't miss anything. Well, the Midwest, we showed you that earlier, not the only place getting pounded by a storm. A tornado did a number on Alabama this morning. Heavy winds knocked down trees and power lines and beat up this Mercedes dealership in Mobile. The roof came off, several windows blown out. At least 2 people were hurt, but nobody was killed by those southern storms. In Nebraska, storms created hazards in the streets. Check out this live power line sparking near Omaha. People in about 5,000 square miles were affected by power outages.
From Channel 8 News Now, this is Neighborhood Weather with Darren Miller.
All right, good evening, and you may or may not know this, but we're close to wrapping up fall of 2012 and ushering in winter. We're now less than 4 hours away from the arrival of winter. That'll arrive tomorrow really early at 3:12 West Coast time. So here it is, less than 4 hours away. In the past, a couple of nights have been a little cold out there. In fact, again tonight, we're looking at temperatures that'll get down below the freezing mark. Some are going to be in the upper 20s near the freezing mark by tomorrow morning. So here's what we did today for the second day in a row. Highs only in the upper 40s. We should be in the mid 50s. So officially the high today at 47 degrees, and there's that overnight low this morning, made it down to 30, and what that did was that ended a stretch of 378 straight days here in Las Vegas, not making the freezing mark or a little bit colder. And as far as another record that'll go into the books, today was the latest ever to get to the freezing mark. In fact, December 20th now goes into the record book. So there are the numbers outside right now. We're currently at 36 degrees out the strip. Now remember, the average overnight low should be only in the upper 30s by tomorrow morning. But again, for the second night in a row, some of you are only going to be in the upper 20s. Lake Mead, you're at 40 currently. El Dorado, Fort Apache at the freezing mark. East Flamingo at 33. So again, it's cold out there. We've got very light winds. The skies are clear, and that allows the temperatures to really drop. So Saharan 15, you're currently at 34, and then you head out south of the valley, and it's really chilly. Pioche at 30. Rachel, you're at 16. Mount Charleston at 22. Tonopah 25, and then all the way down towards Boulder City, your current temperature at 37 degrees. So here's the setup for us. High pressure in control. We'll start to rebound tomorrow. I think tomorrow forecasting a high of 51. We'll get into the mid-50s over the weekend, but there is another system heading our way. It's this low right here that'll give us a chance for picking up some rain late Sunday into Monday for Christmas Eve. So take a look at this future cast here. Maybe some snow showers towards Lincoln County by Sunday. And look at all that rain there for San Francisco all the way up towards Seattle. Looks like Reno and Lake Tahoe are going to get pounded with snow here over the next several days. There's another big storm over towards the Midwest. You've heard about that, snowing off and on all day up towards Wisconsin, Chicago, Indianapolis. So here's the cold sector here. Here's the warmer air where it's raining. You see all that rain there up towards New York, all the way down towards the Carolinas, and that will continue at least through tonight and through tomorrow. All right, so as you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be sunny again, but very cold at the freezing mark. Forecasting a high of 51 tomorrow. Then we'll start to warm things back up as we head towards the weekend. Chance for showers on Monday. We get ready for Christmas on Tuesday with a high of 52, and not too bad on Wednesday and Thursday as well. So again, cold tonight. By tomorrow morning, some of you are going to be in the upper 20s near the freezing mark. That's it for right now. Dave, back to you.
All right, Darren. Well, about 100 foster children got a Christmas they'll certainly remember tonight. And you know, every kid needs a Christmas to remember. The county's Division of Family Services held a big party over there at the county amphitheater. That's the Pyramid near downtown. Eats and Santa, lots of fun and activities for the kids, and of course, some presents. County Commissioner Lawrence Weekly, once a foster child himself who was adopted, was clear on why the county does this.
If just for 1 minute we can make these kids smile and appreciate the fact that right here in Clark County, they have people that care about them. That's what this is about.
And earlier today, about 60 kids were adopted during ceremonies inside family court. That's probably about the best Christmas gifts of all. How about that?
That's a nice segue from that story to the one we're talking about with these kids.
What do you got?
These football players, better than the bowl game itself today, was for the kids. A day to remember not only how they play on the field, but what do they do away from the field. Boy, spreading some Christmas cheer. Plus, Big Cat on campus has everybody talking, even though he doesn't pay attention to it. More on the fabulous freshman coming up next here on 8 News Now.
RC Willey is the place to shop for holiday gifts. Top brand TVs and the latest electronics are in stock now, and our experts will answer your questions. Save now on tablets, iPods, camcorders, iPads, Kindles, and much more. RC Willey, your home, your way.
Get more than you wished for during the Wish List event at Team Ford Lincoln. Your wish comes true with your first year's net registration fees paid with any new Lincoln purchase or lease. It's the best offers of the season. Lease the new 2013 Lincoln MKX for $299 a month for 24 months. Lease the new 2013 Lincoln MKS for $399 a month for 24 months. And get 0% financing for 60 months on remaining new 2012 Lincolns. Ends December 24th at Team Ford Lincoln, US 95 and Ann Road.
Around here, everyone helps for the holidays, like my aunt, who brings her signature dish. Luckily, Smith's knows what I really need. From decorations to great food at low prices. Hey, she scores points for creativity.
Savor the moments that matter with Smith's.
Around here, everyone helps out for the holidays, like my husband, who wraps his own gifts. Luckily, Smith's knows what I really need, from great food at low prices to gift wrapping supplies. It's the thought that counts, right?
Savor the moments that matter with Smith's.
A successful business never stops building, and a little construction means big savings. During Henderson Chevrolet's renovation markdown, secure low financing rates without perfect credit. Plus, get into a new Chevy Cruze, just $99 a month, or new Chevy Malibus, just $139 a month. The renovation is almost complete, but our commitment to customer satisfaction is unchanged. Hurry, with little construction left, big savings end soon at Henderson Chevrolet, your GM dealer of the year.
When you've been hurt in an accident and lying in a hospital bed, there's a term we've all heard:
bedside manner. Now, we want the doctor, as you do your attorney, to be aggressive, knowledgeable, and able to fix what's wrong.
But you need to be treated with respect and compassion in the process. I'm attorney Chad Golightly. You need confidence knowing that your attorney will be there when you call, that guidance to the legal process will be made easy, and that you and your family's best interest will be put first.
Golightly and Associates, 222-3333.
There was all the time I needed. It's not fair.
When you're ready for Feel Good TV, join us on Channel 8.2 or Cable 129.
RC Willey is the place to shop this holiday season because we have dozens of gifts to choose from and items are in stock now. Gift cards are available too. Plus, this week you can get this ride-on SUV for only $39 with purchase. RC Willey, your home, your way.
All right, welcome back. The hottest team in the NBA traveled to one of the coldest cities, and maybe it rubbed off on them a little bit. Thunder facing the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. You only need to remember one name tonight. J.J. Barrera scored 14 of his 18 in the fourth. Some real long bombs, and the Thunder streak there. It's over. Timberwolves win at 99-93, snapping Oklahoma City's 12-game winning streak. Johnny Football texting about front row seats at the Mavs Heat game tonight. Texas A&M quarterback probably there to see this guy, LeBron James, who scored 24. Or maybe he was there to see this guy right here, Dwayne Wade, who finished with 19. Dallas waiting for its 11-time All-Star Dirk Nowitzki to return. Heat cool off the Mavs, winning 110-95. Well, the running Rebels looked really impressive for about 28 minutes last night. They manhandled Northern Iowa en route to a 73-59 win. They led from start to finish, and freshman Anthony Bennett again led the charge. It's amazing. The kid is just a freshman, but plays way beyond his age.
Best thing I can say about Anthony Bennett, because his talent speaks for itself, is how unselfish he is. His only agenda is helping the team win, and because he's so coachable, because he's about team, all the success he's having makes his teammates happy.
The returning guys, they just tell me to focus on the now instead of like worrying about what's going on. What other people say, you know, what's written up in articles. You know, I'm not a big fan of doing that anyways.
How about this? The Rebels back in action Saturday. Nothing comes easy. They got Canisius. Now, before you think the Golden Griffins would be an easy game, they're off to an 8-2 start, 2-0 in the Metro Atlantic Conference. Last year, UNLV able to land one of the top recruits in Bennett. Today, the second-rated recruit in America, Jabari Parker, made his decision. Duke, BYU, Stanford, Florida, and Michigan State were in the running, and in the end, Parker pulled out a blue shirt but a white D on it. He's heading to Duke, saying they always get to the tournament, and Mike Krzyzewski is one of the best coaches in the country. Las Vegas Bowl kicks off Saturday, 12:30. Today was the last time for the athletes to kind of get out into the community. This morning, a group of athletes visited some kids at Opportunity Village, and then Goody Two-Shoes Foundation. Players helping 400 disadvantaged kids with shoes, socks, and other supplies.
It's not our community, but these are kids who need a little bit of help. They might not get everything they want during Christmas, and this is something that can make their year pretty much. Just getting a gift, getting shoes that's outside, getting a basketball, football, any one of these, it can just absolutely make their year.
All right, and speaking of bowl games, it's the Poinsettia Bowl from San Diego. 6-3 Aztecs the lead heading into the fourth. What has happened to that high-powered BYU offense? It never really did materialize. Aztecs from the end zone. Kyle Van Noy forces the fumble, recovered for a touchdown. The first TD of the game, this was Van Noy, the MVP. Boy, he was an MVP tonight. A few minutes later, BYU scored, and their only offensive touchdown. Then the MVP goes to work again. Van Noy picks off the pass right here, and look at this. He's going to run around. When he finally stops running, he was in the end zone. It was a big play. Swinging the momentum, the Cougars beat the Aztecs 23-6. It's a shame for San Diego State. They were looking for their first 10-win season since 1977.
Pretty good game. All right, thanks, Chris. We'll be right back.
A crisis never seen before.
We are ground zero.
Property values plunged and put Las Vegas underwater. The I-Team stepped up with a documentary special that educated and helped families.
Can we fix the damage and prevent it from happening again?
It was awarded an Emmy for Best Documentary and the coveted Peabody Award for Excellence. Now the highest honor in broadcast journalism, the DuPont Award from Columbia University, one of only 12 recipients in the country. Unprecedented journalism, results. Your I-Team.
Grant your holiday wishes.
Win $800 in Christmas cash.
Like us on Facebook and enter. While you're there, find out how to multiply your chances to win.
Giving you 800 reasons.
For a brighter holiday season.
8 days of Christmas cash from 8 News Now.
A successful business never stops building, and a little construction means big savings. During Henderson Chevrolet's renovation markdown, secure low financing rates without perfect credit. Plus, get into a new Chevy Cruze, just $99 a month, or new Chevy Malibus, just $139 a month. The renovation is almost complete, but our commitment to customer satisfaction is unchanged. Hurry, with little construction left, big savings end soon at Henderson Chevrolet, your GM dealer of the year.
When you're ready for Feel Good TV, join us on Channel 8.2 or Cable 129.
This lucky couple is kickstarting their getaway with breakfast in bed. They came to play golf, but she beat him by 2 strokes. Then it was off to our world-class spa for a couple's massage. Then they sampled some of our new menu items in the cafe. There's a lot to see and do in Mesquite, and they did it all, including dinner in our gourmet room. Bon appetit! So call 877-GETAWAY or book online at mesquitegaming.com.
Join us for the Osmonds on December 29th and 30th. Gordon Motor Company, Nevada's luxury leader, is proud to announce the grand opening of their all-new luxury used car center. Choose from the world's finest selection of luxury and exotic automobiles at a price under what you'd expect to pay. We can even special order hard-to-find luxury vehicles through our exclusive dealer network. Experience the difference at the all-new luxury used car center at Gordon Motor Company on West Sahara or online at GordonMotorCompany.com.
The Who, Quadrophenia, the North American Tour, the legendary mod opera comes to life on stage. A second show added, February 10th, The Joint at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Roger Daltrey, Pete Townsend, Quadrophenia in its entirety. Plus an encore of Who classics with special guests Vintage Trouble. Tickets on sale Friday morning at 10 at the Hard Rock box office and Ticketmaster.com.
Nevada's first choice for news. This is Channel 8 News Now at 11.
A new water park in the Southwest is coming along quickly. About 40 trucks filled with cement poured them for the wave pool at Wet n Wild last night. Took 4 hours to cover the 17,000 square foot pool. Project on track to be open by Memorial Day weekend 2013. Still looking for names for the pool. You can offer your ideas on their Facebook page. The next generation of astronauts may look a little like Buzz Lightyear. NASA's releasing pictures of its newest prototype. It's the first change the space agency has made in 20 years. You can see it bears a pretty striking resemblance to the suit in Toy Story. NASA says it'll be ready in a couple of years. They're calling it the Z1. That's all for us tonight live at 11. Have a good evening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow if the apocalypse doesn't happen.